live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's in the building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, I got a very ironic opening today for you, Rudy.
What's that?
Because you know where I am in my Cowboys fandom these days in 2025.
Right.
Very ironic that I wake up this morning and I had a little notification in my calendar that said Cowboys doc. And I thought, oh yeah, America's team.
You put a notification to watch it?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
You see, you can't turn away. Like, well, you don't need a notification for that crap.
Or is it my job? Let's go with it. Let's go with it's my job.
That's
I
fair.
have to watch this docuseries. No, I'm very interested. I've been looking forward to it. And had a notification, Cowboys doc. And so, oh shit. So I got up and got out of bed and got my shower in, got my show prep done because I wanted to save time to watch episode 1.
You watched episode 1 this morning?
I did. America's team,
what was
the
it,
Gambler and his Cowboys, about 48 minutes.
Okay.
And I was worried that it was going to be. Now, first of all, I know you haven't seen episode 1, so I don't want. I'm not going to divulge. I want to. So what I planned on doing is binging this thing on the airplane Thursday. I'll probably watch a few more episodes today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll finish it up on the flight Thursday because I'm going to Hawaii, and then maybe by Friday when we get back in here, when I'm at the Hellscape, we can really get into the series. And you don't have to watch them, in the same time I'm watching them to talk Cowboys or what the early 90s meant to me or as a Cowboy fan, this kind of thing. So I don't want to and I realized there's still lots of spoiler alerts here. And so,
is there? What is it?
Well,
there's stuff you
honestly,
don't know?
I did find a few. There were a few
Adam
things I did not
Schefter
know.
leaked the whole damn
Well, I didn't pay
series.
attention to that. There are some things in the docuseries. Well, I've only seen the first episode, and the name of the first episode is Saturday Night Massacre, which chronicles the decision to fire not just Tom Landry,
But everybody.
but Tex Schramm too, and Gil Brandt, the triumvirate that ran the Cowboys and turned them into America's team in the 70s, with the president, the great Tex Schramm, who was the marketing genius, all the marketing genius that we give Jerry. That's what the world gave Tex Schramm in the 70s and 80s. And then you had the general manager, who was Gil Brandt. And then, of course, we get the coach fired, Tom Landry, and Jerry has to fly down to a golf course in Austin to do it. And Jerry, to this day, admits it's the dumbest thing he's ever done. It's the biggest PR blunder he's ever made.
Yeah,
And he didn't mean to. It just worked out that way because it was such a chaotic scene.
Right.
But the fact that Jerry had already hired Jimmy before he even fired Tom. And I think it really kicked into Jerry what a huge mistake he made when 3 days after Tom was let go, they had a ticker tape parade for him in downtown Dallas, and 500,000 people showed up for a guy who went 3-13 and got fired.
I remember how mad my uncles and aunts and grandfather and I remember my whole family so mad at Jerry, not because it wasn't time for Tom, but just how you handled a legend.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway.
The scene at my father's house was one of euphoria, relief, and hype. My father was not mad at how they handled it. Unfortunate. But Big Mike's opinion was this should have been done 5 years ago. But I'm so happy that it waited till 1988 so we could get Jimmy.
Yeah.
My dad was, and I don't want to give away a lot of spoilers, but let's just say that the U is a major player in the first episode. And Jimmy. And that was my concern. And we still have 7 episodes to go here for me. My concern with this documentary was it was going to be nothing but a gigantic Jerry jerk-off.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to stomach that.
You still would have watched it.
Well, because it's my job.
Whatever.
But it reminded me of why I'm a Cowboys fan, watching that today. That was awesome. So in my house in the 80s, we were fans of the U. My father loved Jimmy. My dad, remember the convicts versus Catholics? that it was Notre Dame's people that had those
That was
T-shirts
Notre
printed
Dame's
to
fault.
take a shot at Miami. My dad thought it was badass and wanted the T-shirt because he was repping the convicts of the
Yeah.
Miami University Hurricanes.
Shout out to the Canes.
And so my dad at first was not thrilled about Jerry as the owner. My dad was relieved that Tom was let go. Sucks how it happened. The great Tex Schramm, all these legends. But when we got Jimmy, then my dad was like, all right, we got something. And so we were Team Jimmy and
then went 1-15.
by default Team Jerry because we supported Jerry's decision. And my dad supported Jerry's marketing and business, all that, because at that time the Cowboys were really just an effing mess.
It was a mess.
Not only were they not any good, they also didn't have any. No one cared. It wasn't like now where the Cowboys
Live
suck,
and die.
but still they lead the world in ratings and they're the most valuable franchise on the planet. That America's team thing really was fading in the late 80s. And so my dad was excited to rekindle the Cowboy fandom. So I watched it today, and I'm going to lead to our guest here. By the way, welcome. We're in a different studio.
Yeah.
How about that? We'll get into that in a minute. Leave it to the Cowboys to at least give me a 1-hour reprieve this morning from the ugly, gross
Is it not?
politics.
It's not ugly.
It's ugly, man.
It's awesome.
Because it's pitting San Antonians against each other, and I don't like that. It's pitting Spurs fans against each other, and that's unfortunate.
Well, Spurs fans against non-sports fans.
Well,
Because all the Spurs fans, to me, are all on the same page.
I'm a
It's the-
Spurs fan.
It's the non-Spurs fans. It's not even the non-Spurs fans. It's the people that really don't care about sports and care more about the city.
You're right.
That are like, hey,
You're right.
nah, Gina, do your thing, girl.
Yeah,
You
and
go, girl.
I would like to think that as big a Spurs fan as I am, I still care about, education and poverty and these kind of infrastructure. No one bitches about the construction issues in this town more than I think me.
And I think they announced they're going to be closing that overpass.
Of course.
You saw that?
They blocked off the main road. I live right off of Broadway here in Alamo Heights, and they just cut off a fucking mile of it.
Yeah.
Although, we're going, when they do construction in our neighborhood, it tends to get done pretty quick.
No shit. You ain't lying, Alamo Whites.
We ain't got no potholes on Broadway. No. Anyway, I digress. But it's just, no, dude, it sucks. It's unfortunate.
It does.
And I'm a Spurs fan, although I have supported Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones.
There we go.
Look, I'm not some blowhard Gina fan. I'm not standing with her on City Hall steps and this kind of thing
Why would
defiantly.
you?
I don't know much about her.
Well, when she's right, she's right.
All I know is that she was one of 25 mayoral candidates in San Antonio.
25 is insane.
And we had 16% turnout in the mayoral election this year. So when you have 25 candidates and 16% of the registered voters in a city of this big decide to turn up and vote, it's possible you're going to get a mayor you don't wind up liking.
Right.
She's extremely unpopular. She's going to great.
But it's unpopular because of this.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
It's a tough time to come in.
It's a terrible time to come in. And especially if you're going to come in and you're going to challenge the Spurs. Well, you're going to challenge SSE.
SSE.
There is a difference.
There's a huge difference.
And I'm on her side on this. I don't know if I'm going to wind up liking her or not. I didn't even vote for her. I don't know if I'm going to wind up liking her down the road or not. I'm going to give her every chance I give everybody we talk about on this show. And if she does something dumb, I'm going to say that was dumb. If she does something that I agree with, I'm going to say that's something I agree with. And that's how it goes. And unfortunately, of course, I don't even bother looking at my notifications. I don't think I've looked at my Twitter notifications in 3 days because it's a bunch of vitriol toward me because I'm so blindly supporting the mayor. And how could you possibly? You're not a Spurs fan. You're not legit. Blah blah blah. This kind of bullshit, and that's okay. Slappies on the street. They're just people.
Yeah.
What upsets me is when we have leaders in this town that are showing their ass,
What do you mean leaders?
Well, the mayor, the city council, the city manager, these kinds of people, columnists, broadcasters, people that have an outlet, people that cover this thing, and the people that are in the middle of it. She doesn't do herself any favor because people don't really like her demeanor. People don't like the way our mayor speaks. They don't like the way she seems. They don't. We've talked about this before. I know it's ridiculous. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
It should be about the content,
Right.
not the delivery. But it is to people. And she's already pretty unpopular. And now she takes this stance to challenge SSE. I was talking to Rudy off the air last night. I think it's kind of fun that someone actually has the balls.
The first,
no pun intended.
The great Buck Harvey. Well, this was Spurs stuff, but
Yes,
the
sir.
great Buck Harvey would never hold back. Buck was. I'm not saying that he's the only legit writer. I like all those guys down there at Express News, but Buck never backed down from writing a scathing piece on the Spurs.
Right.
So, but when we talk about elected officials, yeah, this is a little bit out of the norm.
Right. And now you've got a bunch of folks that don't even care about the Spurs that now have an opinion on the Spurs. You have Spurs fans that don't know shit about civic politics that now all of a sudden think that they're, William F. Buckley. So it's just ugly. So watching the Cowboys this morning, and I know our guest is, hang on, Jeff, we're coming to you. Watching the Cowboys documentary this morning was ironic in that it was awesome. It was very entertaining. It was not what I expected. The people that put this show on, clearly, this was not, let's see if Jerry's okay with this. This was good shit.
Yeah.
If you're a Cowboys fan and you're old enough to remember when they were awesome in the 90s, this is for you. It was great, and it allowed me to not think about the politics of our current state in San Antonio, which is very ironic because for the last 20 years, it's been the Spurs that were my escape from the stupid Cowboys. This year it was the other way around. So let's dive right back into the cesspool. It is in the building. It is show number 387 here from the Texas Cheer Liquor Studios, which look a bit different here this morning, which we'll get into later. The audio disseminator was Jose Bouquet. Let's get a guest in here because there's so much information. It changes every 5 hours, it seems.
Right.
It's turned into a huge pissing match between Mayor Ortiz-Jones and really Mark White. There's 4, 5, 6 city council people that I think are on Mark White's side in getting this term to the ballot that they've agreed to. But Mark's kind of taken over City Hall right now from a city councilman's standpoint. It's Gina versus Mark White is what it is. And there's just so much. She showed up to a thing last night, a budget meeting, and kind of crashed it because he was hoping she would just stick to the budget meeting, and she wanted to talk about Project Marvel. It got real heated. It was like, why did you even bother going?
Right.
Or it was like, why'd you even bother inviting her? You knew she was probably going to do this. It's just gotten ugly. It's gotten gross. And so I want to distance from it a little bit, but I don't want to not have the information. So we're going to have a guy on with us now that's going to give us the information because it's mostly what he gets paid to cover.
Right.
This is a guy that's, I think he's been on the old podcast before. I've been on his podcast a number of times. It's Jeff Garcia, the Spurs head reporter for KENS 5 Television. Jeff is the co-founder of Project Spurs, and of course he hosts Locked On Spurs, which is a very popular Spurs podcast. And also, and the main reason I'm having Jeff on is because Jeff doesn't bullshit. Jeff's going to give it to you straight, whether it's pro, con, in the middle. It's not biased. And he's a Spurs fan, but he's an unbiased one, and that's why I wanted to have him on. Jeff, we can't see you because of our setup, but I can hear you. How you doing, man?
I can see him.
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on. Guys are doing a bang-up job, and I don't think Rudy and I have ever met, have we?
In person?
Yeah, I don't think we have, right?
Not in person. We've met we've met over the airwaves a couple of times. But
okay, all right. Well, good to meet you here then, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you guys, you're right. My head's spinning with this Project Marvel.
Dude.
It's literally Sunday evening. You got a resolution 4, which is basically strategic pause from the mayor, and then Monday morning it's we're gonna go forward with Eric Walsh, and he's gonna handle everything with negotiations. So yeah, you're right. It changes from 1 minute to the next.
Right, and we've got these complete opposite issues that they're supposed to tackle. That's on their docket Thursday, the 21st.
Yeah.
I think like docket like it's kind of like a run sheet for a talk show.
Mm-hmm.
Topic 4 is hey, let's delay this term right now and let's make the Spurs completely start over with a whole new study and everything.
Yeah.
And then but then docket number 5 is no, let's take this to the ballot on November the 4th and get it over with. Dude, so where are we as of right now as you come on with it? Where is this thing right now?
Well, you summed it up perfectly. We're at a crossroads right now. We're at either pause or we move forward. That's where we're at right now. Now, on today's Lockdown Spurs, I had a guest from Spurs Sports Entertainment. Now, keep that in mind. It's from Spurs Sports Entertainment, all right?
Right, of course.
So keep that in mind, yeah.
Who was it?
It was Andrew Solano. He's their community
Yeah.
outreach guy. He's kind of handling all the basically the community outreach, hence the name, regarding Marvel and everything. But
Yeah.
I asked him flat out. I just said, "Hey, I said, was Spurs Sports Industry kind of taken aback by the mayor's stance on all this?" And he said, "No, that they weren't. That they were not." He said they kind of anticipated it a bit, because he kept on couching it by saying this is the democratic process and people are allowed to voice their opinion. And if she's against it, then she's against it. So at least according to a rep from Spurs Sports Entertainment, they were not taken aback by her stance right now moving forward. However, I did ask him, I looked at the term sheet. I said, so you guys got here 57 months to get this thing done, 57 months. Took a chuckle there, and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's going to take about that long." And I said, "Okay, so why do you want to rush this? Why do you have to, get this deadline in? Why does it have to be August 21?" He just defaulted to the whole thing, cost. The cost of it gets expensive as the days and the months proceed. So he went to that. Now, again, guys, I got to repeat it. I'm not trying to be a broken record here. He is from Spurs Sport Entertainment. All right.
That's okay.
Right. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
We're not anti-SSE. I don't always
No,
like
nor
them.
am I. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not
agree with
anti. Yeah, I'm not anti-mayor or anti-Project Marvel or Spurs. I'm just going to right down the middle. I mean, this morning I put up a statement from Mayor Jones on social media. So I'm letting everybody know this is the two sides right now. And it's interesting. You look at her, where you listen to her press conference yesterday afternoon, and I think Spurs fans are only hearing what they want to hear. In the sense of they just think like she's against it. When her opening statement was,
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. I want
Jeff,
this to happen. And that's what I'm like. I pull my hair out, Rudy. I'm like, do they not hear this?
Yeah. But isn't that like I have a lot of black friends? Isn't that how they saying? I have a lot of black friends, but
my neighbor's black.
But black
man.
people
Come
get on
on
my nerve. Like, I think that's how people are approaching it. Like, yeah, you can say it like it's like starting a statement by saying no disrespect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But,
so maybe that's where they're coming from. Right.
Yeah, and I just think maybe her delivery is, maybe rubbing fans the wrong way about it. But then at the same time, I take a step back and, take off the Ken's 5 hat. I just look at it. I go, well, I don't see anything wrong with her asking for another opinion. Rudy, you go buy a house. You're going to want to get the best deal, right?
Absolutely.
Mike, you're going to get a new car. You're going to want the best deal. So,
well, especially if I got a bunch of kids that I'm going to move into this house. And in this in this analogy, the kids are us, the citizens of this city.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe it worked because you look at the revised term sheet that the Spurs and the city put out publicly yesterday, got bumped up a bit, didn't it? It went from a total commitment,
right,
now from 1.5 to over $2 billion now.
Yeah, the Spurs have changed their tune. So the mayor got in 2 days. They responded to the mayor's concerns.
Yeah, and interesting too. During that conversation I had with Mr. Solano yesterday, which, by the way, everybody, it's out right now. Locked On Spurs on YouTube.
Check that out.
In whole, yeah. Heads up though, he uses a lot of technical terms, so that may trip you up.
Okay,
but,
that's all right. He's a lawyer by trade. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
So, I asked him, like, hey, so I'm reading the new revised term sheet, and it says here part of your total investment is an increase in community outreach. What the Spurs do every year. It's revitalize this basketball court. Donate Christmas trees, that stuff. I go, are y'all just staying pat? Are y'all just using that number that y'all just always use every year? How much y'all spend, or is that increasing? So he said, no, that's going to be an increase to what the Spurs are doing for the community moving forward once the term sheet is approved or not approved, or however they figure this crap out. So there's that. So, I started looking, okay, well, just as much as I see where the mayor is coming from, I also see maybe where the Spurs is coming from. Okay, well, you upped your ante. You put in more. You're on record now, Rep Spurs Entertainment, that y'all going to do more for the community above and beyond what you're doing right now. So I think we're going to get to the point now where if you're on either side, and you end the deal, you're like, man, I could have got a little bit more. And then the Spurs are like, man, I could have got a little bit more. I think everybody wins at that point.
And not only that, Jeff, it just goes to show that, again, I'm not versed enough to know about every aspect if she was right, but she was right in the fact to negotiate. Like when you're negotiating with billionaires, you ask for more.
Yeah.
It's a negotiation. That's all Mike and I were saying the whole time. We're both Team Project Marvel, but the mayor made a lot of sense, and I don't see people rushing to apologize to her for getting on her, and she just went and got them to up their ante $500 more million, which they had in the ashtray, but they were just like, well, let's just see if we can get them to, let's just see if we can get them to take this offer. This is just big boy negotiations, and to me, she won that round. Hands down. It's not even close. She won that round, and no, I still haven't heard or seen anybody coming to her like, hey, you know what, Mayor, I was wrong in that aspect.
And they won't.
And they won't. Exactly.
Not Mark White or people like him.
So the Spurs, SSE, they had that money, but smart people use other people's money, and that's what they were trying to do. And she got them to up $500 more million. So round whatever this is goes to Gina.
Jeff, let me ask you this. Go ahead, dude. Round two, what?
It's just Thursday, and that's shaping up to be a win or a loss for her, though.
Why you say that?
Well, even if they advance,
they got to vote on 4 and 5.
Right. Even if they advance the term, at least now the Spurs have responded and said, "Hey, we're gonna." It's actually our total now will be 2.1. So we got more money out of the Spurs, which honestly, that's really all I care about. All the community outreach shit's one thing. But if you spend more for your own arena, then the city can spend some of their money they're going to give you to build your arena and do community outreach themselves.
Sure.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if this came up with Alonzo or not, or if you've thought about this. It's like the mayor's biggest hang up with this is not even what the Spurs are paying. Her biggest hang up with this is y'all did not use an independent company to do this study. You have business, you literally... Sixth Street Partners, who owns, however, a big pie of the Spurs, Michael Dell's company, also has a huge stake in the company that did the freaking survey, the city survey. That's her biggest hang-up. Why did SSE not use an arbitrary independent organization from the very beginning? That, to me, looks like a mistake from the outset, and it looks like they were just trying to get a sweetheart report by using their own people. That's what she said. That's all. She said that repeatedly over and over this last couple of weeks. That makes sense to me. You don't want to have a conflict of interest. Why did SSC use their own people? They should have used somebody else.
That's a great question, Mike, and I'm going to write that down because I'm scheduled to have a District 1 council member come on sometime this week, and I'm going to ask her that, and I can follow up with
Andrew. Sook? You talking about Sook Cowler?
Yeah, Sook Cowler. Yeah, she's scheduled to come on. I'm just waiting for a date, but I will tell you this though. I did learn that initial CSL report that the Spurs submitted, the one that the mayor is having an issue with, the 20 something page one. I did learn that was a summary. That was a summary report, not a full final report. So I did learn that from from few sources. So we'll see with this. Well, I guess I guess Mike, am I reading this right too? Right, the one that it's on public record right now that everybody can see, is that the full and final one? I think it is. So, and that one was a little longer, not 100-page one like the Philly one.
Well,
it was a little longer.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, Jeff? Your own, not I know you had your guest on from SSE, but what were your thoughts on the mayor throwing in there like, hey, I also want a buyout if ever the Spurs decide to leave. When you saw that part of it, what did you think?
Well, again, my first thought was good business.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree. Who wouldn't want that in a negotiation?
Yeah. I think am I right? Was it $88 million if they ever decide to move, which they're not. But
they're not.
Again,
they're not.
Protecting us.
In the current term sheet that the Spurs submitted, the one that has the the 2.1 billion total. And by the way, before I continue, I think Spurs fans get confused by that. They look at what are the Spurs going to contribute to the arena? Oh, 500 million? It's a $1.3 billion thing. What's going on? Mm-hmm. But if you read the term sheet carefully, they're not just investing in the arena. It's the Alamo Dome renovations. It's the district. It's the shopping centers that will likely be there.
And they're supposed to cover costs that go over budget too, which is fine.
So I think Spurs fans are just focusing on the arena saying like, that's it. That's all they're doing. No,
you're right.
Read above and beyond that. We mentioned the SS&E and a gentleman mentioned the above and beyond community outreach, and of course went into it's not just the arena, everybody. It's the complete district. So keep that in mind moving forward. And according to the term sheet that was released yesterday, it does hit on what the mayor is kind of hammering right now. Like, we need to know if it's not going to hit the general fund. And in that term sheet that's submitted to the council as we speak, it says it will not impact the general fund. So there's that. But you're right, man. It's trying to stay unbiased in this. It's rough, man, because you can see both sides. You can see you can get either side.
And you can also see errors that both sides have made too at this point. Yes. That's what's frustrating as a citizen.
Isn't there? I don't think there's a reason to take sides, Jeff, only because I think you can just look at it and just be like, okay, that was right. Oh, that was wrong. That was right. That was wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's getting done.
Correct.
So why pick a side when at the end of the day it's going to get done? Somehow, some way it's going to get done.
Yeah, if you're the mayor, you play the long game and you drag this out. Maybe the dragging out, quote unquote, is simply just to get the better deal, not to nix the arena or the plan. So you can see that end game for her, and for the Spurs, it's obvious, just moving from the east side to downtown and nice new arena, the Wemby Center, and all that stuff. But
the Wemby Center.
One thing for her though is she's fighting. She's really. I don't want to say she's fighting against it. She's just wanting to have an informed notes, information. That's all she's shooting for right now.
Well,
and you look at it and you're like, man, she's doing all this, and she probably won't even be in office when the
she's doing all this at the expense of her her political career, which tells me that why would she do all this if she wasn't really convicted, in her beliefs? She's literally probably cost herself another term already. Just because of this topic alone. Yeah. RC, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
No, RC Buford released, I saw you posted RC's statement. Yeah. And he acted in his statement, he said he was pleased with the progress they've made. And he mentioned the $2.1 billion total that they're going to allocate. And I thought that was good. And so RC's, of course, the Spurs publicly will be like, oh, no, we're not upset. This is how politics go. It's okay. It's a democratic process. We're super happy about that. Thoughts on RC's statement and the genuineness of it, in your opinion?
One par for the course from the Spurs, Rudy summed it up perfectly, taking the high road. But interesting, he left out the mayor, though, in his thanks.
Yeah, he did not thank her.
He didn't thank the mayor? Is that look, he said he probably had a 3-minute speech and all Jeff heard was he didn't thank the mayor.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I thought that too. I'm like, he did thank Eric Walsh, the city manager. Yeah. He did not thank
Sakai too, right?
The mayor. What's that?
Sakai too, I think he mentioned.
Yeah, he thanked Judge Sakai. We all want this done. We all know this is going to be kick-ass. It's like we're buying a big old mansion here, and the kids, they just can't wait to get into the house. But mom and dad have to, hang on now. We got to get an assessment. We got to see what our agent wants to do, and let's run the numbers and see if we can afford the HOA fees. And that's all this is. It's a haggling over. Yeah. It's like buying a new house, and all the kids can see is, wow, there's a badass pool in the backyard, and I'm going to get my own room.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it feels like. I mean, you hit it on the nail.
And I have a lot of black friends.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, this is going to get done. Enough about all that. On the court, I text Mike this morning. I said, it's good to see the Spurs changing with the times and understanding that sometimes, you got to cater to these kids. We're in a different era. Tim's not walking through that door. And I say that because of the hiring of Tim Martin as an assistant coach, Wemby's longtime trainer. And I was like, I like that. Because this is not something that they would normally do. Like, I don't give a damn who trained you. He ain't coming on our staff. But in today's NBA, and with that person, that alien, that's something we've never seen before. When LeBron James says, oh, well, how do you build a team right now? LeBron says you go get Wemby. When you have that guy, you change with the times.
You do. You definitely do. And you can see the change of the time. Look at Brett Brown. He's no longer an assistant coach. He's in the front office now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's another coaching transition right there. And they bring in the new blood, Corliss Williamson.
I saw that.
I like that too.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah,
Arkansas
me
man.
too.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
But I was like, damn, they hired Wemby's trainer as an assistant.
What's that?
Richard Lewis is on staff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about him.
He's
been
an
coaching?
H-Town kid, isn't he? He's from Houston.
Uh-huh. Has he been coaching? I didn't even know he was coaching.
I didn't know.
No, he just dived in with the Spurs during the summer league. He was a guest coach, and then they transitioned him now to player development. So he definitely has.
I like it. Another tough guy who had a tough 10-year run in the NBA. Corliss Williamson was a dog, as Rudy likes to say. Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, as much as the Spurs do have some depth at almost every position right now, man, that coaching staff, I think it's getting overlooked. I think, in my opinion, is one of the strongest in the league right now.
It's a bunch of 90s Gen X players. I like it.
Yeah. Mike always says, y'all asking for all this stuff. Can we mix in a playoff win? Can we mix in a playoff appearance? Like, again, we're talking a lot about something that's going to get done, but what happens on the court this year is way more intriguing to me.
And circling back to Project Marvel, if they start winning, man, I think a lot more people will be like, yeah, let's just go for it. Let's go for it.
Well, yeah, you're asking me to help you pay for your own damn house. You don't need to mix in some playoff series here and there, man. All right, one more question for you, Jeff. I saw you posted something where the Polish legend, remember Marcin Gortat?
Of course.
He kind of called out.
He did.
Fellow Polish man Jeremy Sohan a little bit. Tell us what he said about Sohan.
Yeah, some tough love, man. The Polish Hammer, man. The
Polish Hammer. Yeah,
he got on Sohan. Now, I read it as more as tough love, just that tough love.
Oh yeah, he's a fan. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
All. He wasn't trying to bag on him or call him out. I think it was just really tough. And what's interesting though, guys, is that he made it very clear. I think Sohan understands this, but I guess he reinforced it. He kind of reminded Sohan, "You're not the guy." Told him flat out, "You're not the guy." He says, "What you have to do is you have to do a little bit of everything, and that's how he's going to survive." And obviously, Marcin hit on what everybody knows about the outside shot. Okay, we all get that. But beyond that, it felt like it was just more tough love on learning his role. Just accept your role. You're not going to be the guy. And Marcin even went on to say, you're not even the second or the third guy. You're kind of lower, and your look at how this team's going to look at you is going to diminish because of so many better players ahead of you. This is Marcin's words, not mine. So
I think he's dead on. I think he's 100% right. He's 100% right. I don't want him to be an ass, and I don't want all the texts, and I don't want him punching teammates, but I would love for him to be our Draymond.
Same, yeah. There's a role for him.
Just do a little bit of everything. You can.
And keep doing it because it's a numbers game, dude.
You can make $200 million being that person, by the way.
For sure.
Yeah, look at Lou Dort with the Thunder.
Right. Perfect example. Perfect example.
All right, man. Jeff, thank you, dude. So you said that the chat with Alonzo, did it already drop or you taped it this morning?
No.
Outstanding. All right, everybody go watch that after you get done watching our show here.
Yes. You guys do a bang up job, man. Y'all keep me entertained during my workday, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, homie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Big time.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thanks, dude. Muchas gracias. All right, there's
Later,
Jeff Garcia from Ken's 5. He's their number one Spurs guy over there. He also does his Locked On podcast. I've been on a few times before. It's Jeff Garcia. I'll give that back to you. Has that been in your ear all day? God dang it. You slept with it? Did you beat off with it? I feel weird talking cochino today. Because of the studio we're in. It feels like I've been church.
I can't.
All right, let me pull back the curtain here. The reason that we are in this room, by the way, this is called Chatterbox Studios. This is Chatterbox Podcast and Television Studio where we're at, downtown San Antonio, Texas. And this is a beautiful podcast studio here. And there's a big television studio that Ernest El Jefe here at Chatterbox Studio is building. And the reason why we're doing in the building here today is because Rudy and I wanted to give y'all a bit of a sneak preview.
But this won't be the background, though.
No, this won't be the background, but this will be the room we do the television show in that begins August 30th here pretty soon on Chris 6.
Right.
Here in less than 2 weeks. Are you ready for this?
No.
You got
I got no choice.
You got no choice. We got a television career we're getting ready to start. And Bouquet's our producer. God help us all. And it was Bouquet's idea, which, you know what? Thumbs up to him. I didn't think about this. Jose wanted to do an in the building here in this room so he can at least see it
and see how he needs to set up,
touch it, maybe rub his taint on the couch, whatever you need to do to feel at home, Miko.
He had to bring all his cameras, all his boards.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's a really cool setup here. It looks great. And
I've been watching it on YouTube. Does it look good to you over there, Buki? Looks great.
You don't have a mic, Buki?
No, he don't have a mic.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. We should do all the shows here. No, thanks. So that's where we are. We're at Chatterbox today. It's a podcast studio, so I can't thank Ernest enough for letting us use this studio here for our television show that begins on August 30th in Corpus Christi, Texas. Pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, very kick-ass.
All right,
Thank you, Ernest.
It is in the building, presented in part by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building. Texas Cheer Liquor had a great time Saturday at the appreciation day for customers and such, and real good time over there. Met a bunch of guys.
A lot thanks to In the Building. Hit their goal for that day.
Yeah, Rudy loves to just take credit for stuff.
I do.
There's also a really good place to buy booze.
I'm just saying. I said thanks helped. We helped.
Correct. It's that triangle.
We're a team.
We got our own triangle of toughness.
We just helped out. That's all I'm saying.
Our show.
We did the Draymond.
Sure.
We're Draymond.
Our show, our viewers, our sponsors. It's that triangle of championship. You can't win without all three.
The triangle toughness.
You cannot have a triangle. Yeah.
Trailer.
You cannot have a triangle without 3 points. We're point one. Our viewers and subscribers and members are point two, and our partners, our sponsors are part three. So 7 area Texas Cheer Liquors, from Bernie all the way down to I-90 where we had the fan appreciation and in between. And at all 7 of them, you get 5% off when you mention In the Building.
Don't forget. Even if I'm there,
no, don't forget. Don't forget, damn it. Don't forget. All right, so let's get back to normal. So that's it. Thoughts on what Jeff had to say before we move on?
It's gonna get done.
It is gonna get done. You know, it sucks that we have to go through this to get there, but a lot of this shit will be forgotten.
Because the thing about it is, most people aren't going to read all of the wording that you and Jeff and I read through. They just see this lady, this woman, pushing back. And they just automatically.
I don't even like her voice. She sounds like a bitch.
Yeah,
like, come on, it's the mayor.
So they're not even reading actually what's going on, and that she's actually just trying to look out for us, our best interests. All they see is like, why ain't this lady letting this go through? And it's gonna go through. It's gonna be great, and everybody. The thing I'm most happy about, only because again, it's going to happen, is the Alamo Dome renovations. Only because that keeps us getting Final Fours,
right?
Because when Final Fours need 50, 60,000 seats, yes, we're going to have the new Wemby Arena. But when you're talking about Final Four, you got 4 schools coming down. 20,000 seats isn't enough. So the Alamo Dome keeps, and the job that we did, not us in the building, just us as a city and everything surrounding it, the job we did this past year for the Final Four, we were great. I don't give San Antonio A's for anything. I gave us an A on how we handled Final Four this past year, just everything around it. So the Alamo Dome is much, much needed upgrades, and it keeps us in the loop for a lot of things. I bring up the Final Four because it's the biggest, but there's a lot of things that go on there. Obviously, UTSA. Obviously, you don't want 20-inch screens all around the arena where you have to squint to see the game when you go in the concession stand. You need better concession stands. You need better Jumbotron. So the Alamo Dome needs a BBL, and I'm happy about that because again, it's going to keep us in the running for a lot of things that are just as important to the city. So that's big for me. Hopefully, they put it to use and do all the things that's needed.
BBL, Big Black Lucas,
Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah. Okay. That's new to me.
Really? That's the first time hearing BBL?
Brazilian butt lift? I've heard of a Brazilian.
It's the most popular thing for women right now.
Isn't a Brazilian when they shave every pubic hair?
I ain't doing that.
You can get your ass lifted in Brazil too now.
Well, what they do is they make, like, let's say you're a skinny woman. Like, let's say if it was Nina, they'd be like, hey, if you want a BBL, we need you to gain 30 pounds.
Oh my God.
And then we're going to take the fat from around your stomach and waist, and we're gonna put it in your ass.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's what a BBL is.
Good Lord. Women will do some shit.
It's our fault.
Hey, they're just grown-ass women.
No, it's our fault because the women that we lust over have big asses, big boobs, big thighs.
Well, that's you, boy. Y'all like your big
I'm
asses.
just saying, like, I'm just going off what a woman will tell you. A woman will like, well, if y'all, this is what y'all want.
Oh, well.
So, yeah, the Alamo Dome needs a BBL.
Okay, very good. All right, so we need to take the Alamo Dome needs to gain 30 pounds so we can take some of the fat and put it in the ass of the Alamo Dome. All right, I had a great time, and
the city was awesome.
I guess
it felt like that was the first one, and we've had a few.
Yeah,
that was the first one. I felt like, all right, San Antonio, we made huge strides.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm just too old and I'm too tech illiterate.
Me too.
I don't notice. Oh, our screens are small.
You don't?
No.
When you walk around the dome,
I'm watching the game.
When you walk around the dome, you're like, gosh, this is these screens at the concession stands.
We had good seats. Okay.
I'll have great seats because what I do, I buy a $10 ticket if I'm not a media pass.
Yeah.
I buy a $10 ticket and I walk down to the 50 because no one's there.
Well, right. Well, I'm saying like at the Final Four though, like
Final Four, yeah.
I thought I had a blast.
We had great seats
I didn't
too.
notice any tech issues or anything. Now they have upgraded in the past. That's why they're able to keep getting Final Fours, but they want to keep on getting them.
You want to keep getting them.
Yeah. And I just
because with energy in Jerry World,
yeah,
it's easy to just skip San Antonio if you don't.
Sure.
But the thing is, the coaches and everybody that comes down,
they here.
They won't. Nobody can touch us because of proximity
and character.
Nobody can touch us,
right? And we have character that Houston and Dallas don't have either.
And if you do it in Houston, your team has to drive 40 minutes to the stadium.
Right.
You know what I mean? Here, you walk if you want.
Yeah. The schools all love coming
here. You can't
here.
touch us. It's not even a close second when it comes to that.
Proximity.
Right.
Like you just mentioned, but there's also just like there's character. It feels like you're somewhere different. Right. Dallas is just another fucking city.
Right.
Like what's the difference between Dallas and Phoenix and
one.
Detroit?
There ain't one.
There ain't one. But San Antonio, when you're here, you know you're here. Houston's the same. You go to downtown Houston? And look, we went to Sneaker Con.
Oh yeah.
And I had a great time. And remember when I went to Sneaker Con earlier this year, and we used that we talked about Project Marvel because we really need what Houston has, because what we have that they don't have is we have a character. We have a culture here. You're in San Antonio.
You feel comfortable.
Walking around downtown Houston, if I just blindfolded you and dropped you off in the middle of downtown Houston and said, "Where are you at?" Phoenix? No. Dallas? No. Oh, Atlanta? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're different because we got a lot of Mexicans everywhere. We got mariachi music. We have something that defines us.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
We have a riverwalk.
Yeah.
And we have an old school looking downtown, and it's got character.
Right.
And so the teams like coming down here. As far as college football goes, or college and college basketball, as we found out during the Final Four, Dion raved about us.
Yeah.
During Alamo Dome,
Valero Alamo Bowl.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Still Valero? Is it Circle
So look,
K? I don't know.
And once you get Project Marvel done, it's going to make us even more badass, because then we'll have that character and that brutal San Antonio
and
that
the
makes
flash.
us stick apart
with the
from
splash
others,
of flash
with the Houston splash,
right,
with the Dallas technology, those kinds of things. So we're absolutely pro that, but if I'm going to raise my taxes, I just want a fair shake. And maybe the mayor turns out to be wrong. Maybe she's just trying to parlay into another Washington, D.C. job. I have no idea.
Right.
Maybe she used us all. Maybe we're getting trolled by her. But at least she's fighting for what appears to be the right things.
the good fight. Somebody got to do it.
For the citizens.
Right.
And I tweeted something like this last night, I think, and you and I have talked about this. It's like, we get into our little sports bubbles, and we just assume that all 1.7 million other people in this town all see things as us little sports dorks do. And these kinds of things, you're reminded that we're the minority still. As big as sports seems, like, how could you not be into the sports scene? Most people are not.
Right. Don't get mad at me. San Antonio's not a sports town. That's okay.
Well, and that's everywhere. To be fair, though, that's the same in Dallas.
It's no big deal.
But that's everywhere.
Right.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, LA ain't a sports town.
No, but
unless
it has a
the
lot
Dodgers
of sports
are winning.
fans.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a sports town. Boston's not a sports town. They've got passionate sports fans, but the people that run the city of Boston, they care far more about the streets, education, poverty, infrastructure,
Getting the
the
homeless off
economy,
the street. Yeah.
the things that truly matter to the
Right.
long-term well-being of a town.
Right.
Sports
Fair.
are great. Sports are great. Sports is a great enhancer. Sports can be a unifier. When the Spurs win the championship, everybody's honking downtown. Everybody's aware of that. But outside of those 7 games in the NBA Finals, for the most part, most citizens, they care more about their own little lives more than the fucking Spurs.
They got rent and kids.
Me being one of them.
Yeah.
Just saying. As big a fan as I am in this kind of thing. So thanks to Jim. All right. What else today? Mickey, ESPN, has decided to kibosh a documentary that Spike Lee has been working on for years.
With
A
Colin
Colin
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick documentary.
There's some stuff in there ESPN didn't like, so they said no.
Mickey has decided not to air it, and Spike has come out and said, sorry, I can't talk about it. I signed an NDA.
Mm-hmm. I know rumors have it he might take it to HBO Max, but he just says he can't talk about it.
Well, we all know why. ESPN literally just sold 10% of its company to the NFL.
Bingo, Mike. I think it's a mic drop. That's exactly what this is. Like, NFL pays the bills here.
Sure.
We're not going to piss off the
Correct.
NFL. So now this can't come out all of a sudden now that you got 10%. So we all have a price.
Correct.
All right. Even Mike and I.
Yeah.
We all have a price. And ESPN is like, look, our bread is buttered way too much by the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of bad things said about the NFL in here. There's a lot of evidence in this thing that the NFL did blackball him. And this is me.
Absolutely, they did, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot. This could paint the NFL in a bad light, and they pay a lot of bills here. So that's correct. We're gonna wash our hands of this.
Kaepernick and John Gruden ought to get together. What an amazing duo that would be. You would not think those two would ever be buddies. Right? They got some shit on the National Football League.
I didn't think you were ever that good, but
that's a great Chucky. I didn't like that kneeling and shit.
Yeah.
But we got those assholes by the balls, So Gruden's the next one to get paid by
Gruden's
the NFL.
About to get paid to go away, and he's not. He's going to have to coach college. I hear he's hot on Brian Kelly's job.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Well, we'll see how things go. God Almighty.
But can you imagine Gruden, a kid walking in, and be like, "How much money you got for me? Get out."
Right.
Everybody ain't built for this new college landscape we have, and Gruden is one of them.
And he'll last about one season.
Yeah, he ain't ready for this.
The way Bill Belichick's about to last one season in North Carolina.
If one.
Bouquet, are you even able to fire off the elements? Because I was going to introduce the people I want to punch segment. Oh, you can do that?
What?
Oh, very good. Okay, my man. Let's get violent.
Let's get violent.
In the building, baby.
Now,
love you.
It's time for people I want to punch on In the Building.
Okay, we're good. Excellent. Who are you punching today and why?
I may, because from what I'm reading, what I saw, sorry guys, take a sip of coffee or the Red Bull or B12. I'm gonna talk a little golf. I know this puts y'all to sleep, but according to Keegan Bradley in the Ryder Cup, and if the PGA does this, if the PGA keeps Bryson DeChambeau off the Ryder Cup team, I'm not watching. Again, they don't need me to watch. They're still going to be one of the highest rated because they get to play music, they get to yell and curse, and it's probably the most fun golf event all year long because it's just not the typical, shut up, turn your camera off, don't move. It's like a vibe, but if they keep Bryson off because he's live, I'm not watching. And I love the Ryder Cup, but that's what because Keegan was asked, like, hey, what's up with Bryson? He's like, hey, I don't know.
Is he the captain?
Yes.
Oh. What do you mean, I don't know?
Because he knows that the PGA, but to me, I didn't even think the Ryder Cup was a PGA event, so I don't know why the PGA has its hands in this bullshit.
Pressure.
But if Bryson isn't on the team, I'm not watching. I got no time for that. So punch the PGA if they put metal and keep my guy DeChambeau off the Ryder Cup.
I might even root for the Europeans. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't go that far. Dude, we're 3 years since LIV got created.
It's crazy,
It's become clear that the fans don't give a shit. Mm-mm. The PGA needs to take, and they already really have. They've capitulated a lot to the LIV tournament, to the LIV league.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. That highbrow stance that guys like Rory McIlroy took. Rory has since taken a knee on that.
Because they realize, like, all right, it's stupid.
You just being a hater.
Right.
It's a fucking free world society. Sorry, this ain't Northern Ireland where if you're not Catholic, you get shot. We don't roll that way, Rory. It's a free will society.
And you know, a lot of those guys didn't get $200 million from Nike, Rory. It's easy for you to stay in the PGA. Nike handed you $200 million.
No question. And I'll guarantee you there is a lot of, I don't want to say racism, but nationalism involved in the anti-LIV stuff because sheiks of Saudi Arabia primarily fund LIV, you know.
Well, not knowing that a lot of people in the higher up worlds do business with them, but whatever. That's a whole other
like
topic.
The United States of America.
I didn't want to
all
go
the
there.
time.
I didn't want to go there, but yes.
Let's run through the Northern Ireland history in the last 100 years. I mean, Jesus, dude. I mean, God almighty.
Yeah, so if the PGA
it's
keeps
golf.
Yeah, they better not do that to my guy Bryson.
That's another example. And this is just to kind of bring this back home. And like, I am not one of those shut up and dribble guys.
Me neither.
Not. But I hate when politics and my sports get mixed. I hate it because I hate politics.
Me too.
I fucking hate it.
I mean, again, not naming no name, but since 2016 to 2025 has been an ass whip for politics.
And I do.
It was always a thing, but it's just got 10 times worse.
Right. Absolutely. We become I grew up loving politics. I was in the junior Republicans when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Mike Taylor Jr., second base. That kid was a member of the junior Republicans. That's back when the Republicans completely looked different than they do now.
Yeah.
And I've always liked politics. I loved studying government in school. I took AP courses in government, studied a lot. I was a history major, mostly because I like government studies. But American politics in the last 15 years has driven me just completely away. And so, but again, I'm not one of those shut up and dribble guys, but I am, Rudy. And I don't want to say, I want to say this cautiously because I don't want to come off as like Ann Coulter or some asshole news person.
Whatever.
I am turning more and more into that person that when I get home from a long day of trying to sell this show or make sure all my 4 kids are taken care of. And, you know, I've paid attention to my girlfriend and checked in with y'all. By the time I get home at night and sit down with a beer and want to watch a game, really do just kind of want to watch a game. That's why.
And for the most part, it is just
I'm turning
game.
in.
For the most
I know,
part,
but it's like, fucking I'll pay us more money on the T-shirt and all that shit. I get that it's an outlet and you have to stand for something or you won't stand for anything.
Yeah,
I don't, and I hate that I'm becoming more and more just, I don't want politics in my sports.
Yeah.
But I hate that because going back 10 years ago, bringing political statements into sports, it really did mean something. But because politics has become so gross and ugly, I hate when it gets mixed in. That doesn't mean it shouldn't get mixed in from time to time.
Time to time. I guess it's pick your battles.
Yeah, and this battle picked us. I guess that's why I'm just upset with things in our city now. This battle picked us. You know, Mayor Ortiz Jones could have just been like, cool, do what you want, SSC. Let's just do whatever we want. She chose not to, and she's challenging them. If it were anybody else and she didn't challenge them, y'all be calling her out saying she was a gutless pig. Like if it was Amazon or Toyota or Boeing and they were trying to get us to raise our taxes to build them a new infrastructure.
And she didn't fight back.
And she didn't fight back. Y'all be dogging her ass. Mark White would be dogging her ass.
Right.
But because it's the Spurs and SSE, it's pitted brother versus brother, and I hate that aspect of it because politics in America has become just right. That's why watching America's team this morning, watching Jerry frickin' Jones's ascension to become the Cowboys owner actually was a nice escape from the politics.
No kidding.
I can't wait for Thursday. I'll be on an airplane when they vote to whether or not to accept this current term sheet and send it to the voters in November. I can't wait for however it goes. I can't wait for all that shit to be past us. We can just get on to Project Marvel because Rudy couldn't be more right. It's going to happen. They're not going to leave the city. We're going to find a way to get this thing done. Shit, they're already tearing down the Institute, the Texas Cultures Institute.
They already ran your daughter out of her apartment.
My daughter's already got run out of her apartment for the baseball park.
They're already doing it.
Texas Institute of Cultures or whatever it was called. Have you driven past it?
No.
I drive past it going to Southtown 101
Have
every
they
morning.
knocked it down already?
It's just a skeleton.
I didn't
It's
see
already
that.
gone. It's a skeleton. It looks like it got bombed.
I had not seen that.
They're tearing it down already. Clearly, they're going to put something there. What might it be? I don't know. The Spurs' new arena. I'm probably going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what's going to go. It's going to happen. It's going to be badass. It's going to be dope, as my kids would say. We're going to have a beautiful, state-of-the-art NBA concert arena surrounded by kick-ass new restaurants and bars and hotels. Not to mention the property values here on the east side are going to quadruple once this thing gets up and running. It's going to be amazing for the city. It's going to be kick-ass. All this shit from 2025
What happens to the
will
Frost
be long
Bank?
forgotten.
Are they going to?
Great question.
Are they going to bomb that, or they
It's
keep
just
the
gonna be the
do
home
they
of
keep,
the rodeo.
They keep the rodeo there, right? You're not going to put the rodeo in that new building.
I hope not, because I hope not, because I
don't know what they do, because
smells
Freeman.
like shit for
hell,
6 months.
Freeman's still there, so why they haven't torn down the Freeman? So I wouldn't.
Freeman probably needs to go.
Freeman probably is time. It's probably time for Freeman to go.
Probably time for Freeman to go. All right, so who'd you even punch?
I punched the PGA.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. I'm sorry. Shit. Who am I punching today? I'm gonna punch.
You don't have to punch anyone if you're in a hug it out mood.
I'm just beaten down.
Yeah, if you're in a hug it out mood, you ain't gotta punch anybody. If you want to hug it out.
I always want to hug it out, especially with my own people. I hate this turned into a bit of a civil battle between Spurs, pitting Spurs fans versus each other. I don't know. I'll punch the head of the PGA, whatever, for pressuring Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pick Bryson.
Just give the Orlando number. It's fine.
If politics was a person, I would like to punch politics in the face. It's bullshit. So that's it. Orlando Kell, that's the official family lawyer in the building. If you need to get a hold of Orlando, message me. And Orlando has given me permission to give out his cell number. If you're legit in need of a family lawyer, whether you were about to go through a divorce, just met a buddy downstairs getting this coffee. Hey, man, how's it going? Dapped it up, chatted it up. Well, I'm going through a bad divorce. Geez. It's our age, man. It's Gen Xers now that we're all in our late 40s and early 50s. If you haven't been through it, you know somebody who has or is about to go through it. It's our age. It's our age. If you need a family lawyer, that's our guy, Orlando Kell. Hit me up and I'll give you all of Orlando's personal information. And it's not just divorce, by the way. Adoptions, transferring, custody, these kinds of things, custody hearings, these kinds of things. Maybe you've already gotten divorced. One of y'all have moved or somebody's job's changed.
Yeah.
Kids don't want to live with you no more, or they want to swap out visitation stuff. Pull back the curtain a little bit with my own scene this past week. I had a quasi hearing over.
Did you have Kel with you?
No, because he wasn't jurisdicted in Hawaii.
Oh, that's right.
I had to get a Hawaiian lawyer, and I was worried because Orlando's my lawyer, but I had to have a thing in Hawaii. No big deal. It was just we had to tweak the decree to change some visitation stuff up, and it was fine.
But if he was jurisdicted there, he could handle this for you.
He could have,
okay,
and
so
he
that's
would
good
have.
information.
Absolutely. So he could have for sure. So if you live in Hawaii, Orlando can't help you. But reach out to me because I know someone who can. And guess who gave me a website where I found that guy? Orlando did.
Nice.
Check out this website. It's got a really list of good family lawyers on the island. So it was great. I've had people reach out and say, I know Orlando don't practice this, but does he know somebody? Yeah.
He's helped out a couple people.
Orlando has practiced law in this city for going on 27 years. He's a proud grad of UT Law. No offense to any other law schools in the state, but UT Law is the shiznit. That's our guy, Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer of us. Big respect, by the way, before we get out of here.
What's up?
To Joe Flacco.
I love Joe. I always loved Joe Flacco.
Right.
I don't think he ever got his flowers. Won a Super Bowl. Just steady Eddie. Takes care of himself. Takes care of his business. Dude. He's just a solid pro. Like there's something to be said about just being a pro. Like he's a professional. Like he does his work. He comes in. never shied away from helping guys out.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Joe Flacco.
I think that we forget, even us sports dorks that watch this shit every day, I think we still forget from time to time just how difficult playing quarterback is. Oh, Dak Prescott sucks now.
It's the most difficult
Jackson
position
Dart
in sports.
sucks.
Yeah.
Does he suck, or is he one of 60 human beings on the entire planet who can play in the NFL on a quarterback?
And some guys, a la insert the chat, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
It takes you 7 years. And that, it sucks, but some guys it doesn't click right away.
Yeah. And here's Joe Flacco still starting in the NFL at 40 years old.
Or does that say more about all the backups?
Well, it's complicated. The Browns are a terrible organization in handling quarterbacks. We all know that. God knows what they're going to do. That you've got the Dallas kid, Shedeur Sanders, up against the Hawaiian, Dylan Gabriel.
And Pickens.
I think we've seen enough of Kenny Pickett to know that Kenny Pickett.
He ain't the guy.
I almost wonder if the Browns should release Kenny and keep the two kids to back up Flacco.
Gabriel did have a pick six.
He did.
But, everybody has those. Even the great Tom Brady has pick sixes.
Whichever one of those kids gets released, whether it's Shedeur or Gabriel, because Gabriel's beloved on the island where I will be Thursday, that kid's going to be screwed over. Because now you're at the season starting and you don't have a team. And even when you do get – somebody will pick him up, but you're starting completely over, whole new offense and everything, in the hardest position in all of sports to play.
I feel bad for Gabriel in the sense that he may – I don't know. I don't think he is my guess. I think Shedeur is a better quarterback than him. But that's my opinion. That doesn't make me right. But this is what I'll say for Gabriel. He's in a tough situation. Let's say he is better than Shedeur. Shedeur rings the cash register.
He does.
And it's still a business.
The TV ratings the other night were pretty badass. Man. Maybe Jimmy Haslett, your boy who owns the Browns, should take the Jerry Jones route.
I guarantee
if we win, great, but as long as they're talking about us.
I guarantee he has the number one jersey on the team, including above Myles Garrett. So
for sure.
Haslett's like, hey, I wasn't my guy, but when I look at these invoices, we're making money off of them. So Gabriel may be better than Shedeur, but Shedeur brings in money. Ain't nobody buying no Dylan Gabriel jersey.
You know what? And that argument there, I buy that more than ever. I understand it more than ever because as a Cowboys fan who has spent the better part of 20 years begging them to do the right things football-wise, I have now given up on that. And while I'll still critique their team on a weekly basis this season, both on this podcast and in the Building Sports Edition, August 30th on Chris 6 in Corpus Christi, I'll still critique their team. I now realize, and I've gone back to where I used to be when I was a kid. Just entertain me, baby. Mm-hmm. If you don't win, that's okay. Just entertain me. You want to land your helicopter in the middle of the fucking practice field on a Wednesday where we're trying to get ready for the Steelers? Go for it. It's fun. It makes you look like a badass. And watching that documentary this morning, episode 1, I can't wait to end this show and go home and start binging it.
Yeah,
I want to go watch part because I'll tell you what. I'll give you one spoiler.
I'm fine with that.
So it's all about the process of who the Cowboys were in the 80s and 70s and becoming America's team, which all you baby boomers will love because it's nostalgic. And it leads up to when Bum Bright just couldn't afford to own the team anymore, and they get this country bumpkin motherfucker named Jones in here to buy the team and how awful that was. I've forgotten how bad it was for Jerry in those days. It really was. I'm not trying to be sympathetic to Jerry. Yeah. He got death threats and shit during those times. But where episode 1 leaves off, and it's like, so it's going chronologically. Episode 1 pans to a chair much like this one, and it's a figure sitting down. Rudy, you're going to hate this when you see it. Or you got to puke in your mouth. It's like this dark room. And you see this man sitting in a chair just like I am right now, like this. And they shine the light on his face, and it's Troy Aikman. And they cut to black. I'm
not mad at that.
That's how they lead to the next episode.
I ain't mad at that.
It's done awesomely. And I thought it was going to be a Jerry Jones ass slurp fest, how great we are. It's really not.
Not yet.
One more spoiler, and I'll stop it. And it really got into how little the Joneses knew about football. Honestly, they're experts. They're interviewing Charlotte, the daughter, and she was very honest. She's like, I was sitting in my office in L.A. And Dad calls me. It's 1987, 88. He's like, hey. And she knew he had just bought the team.
Right, obviously.
But she's, okay, cool. My dad bought the Cowboys. I got to go to work. She's like, Daddy calls me. I'm like, hey, Daddy. Hey, you want to move to Dallas? And she's like, not really.
No.
Well, I'm going to need you to come in here and run all the marketing. She's like, Dad, I don't know anything about running a football team. And he goes, well, I don't either. That's why I need you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
How about that? Now he's he's the general manager of the team.
What I've noticed is people that have success just do it and figure it out later.
That's what Jerry says in the documentary.
The people that are successful, like most of us were like, well, I got to figure this out. And I got to read this book and I got to do this. And I got to take these seminars and then I'll go and buy it. Jerry was like, I'm going to buy it and figure it out as I go. Mm-hmm. I'm probably sure there's a million success stories of people that just did it and you just trial and error.
Yeah. It reiterated to me too this morning watching that. It was, if I'm going to remain a Cowboys fan, the Joneses are always going to be a part of that.
No, it could be great band, be somebody.
Oh, yeah. As long as I'm alive, there's going to be a Jones running that team. And
well, we said that about the buses.
We did. And I never thought, I doubt Stevens. I don't think that Stevens probably going to be in the will. Y'all can't sell.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're right.
You can't sell this shit.
You might be right.
40 years, you know.
Might be right.
The Cowboys just going to have to win despite the Joneses. They're just going to have to.
Yeah.
And I know the retort to that is, well, the culture shit, and they've tried.
You need Jalen Hurts.
You
need Tom Brady.
The players just need to suck it up already and just Patrick fucking Mahomes. Win.
Yeah.
You know, Emmitt Smith said the same thing the other day at the premiere for this shit. Jerry was our owner too.
He had to sit out 2 games, and they just went out there and did it.
Yeah, we did. Jerry was the owner when we won 3 Super Bowls. We still found a way to do it.
Troy's on record. That Barry Switzer team, we were not that good.
No.
We just found a way to get it done.
Right. And now, granted, Shoddy's not Jimmy.
No.
Shoddy ain't even Barry at this point.
Shoddy ain't Wade Phillips.
And they ain't got Emmitt Smith. And they damn sure ain't got Troy Aikman. They might have Michael Irvin, but they don't. The players just have to freaking do it.
Yeah.
And look.
But you need real leaders
Mike
for that.
McCarthy won.
In that environment, you need real leaders.
I know, but Mike McCarthy's teams won 12 games 3 times, and he got fired.
Right.
Because they couldn't win in the playoffs. Is it Jerry's fault that Dak shit the bed against the Packers in the postseason? No, not that one game. No. Is it Jerry's fault that the culture is what it is? Yeah. Tough shit. Find a way to win.
Yeah.
I think I let the players off the hook more than I should. I ain't letting the Joneses off the hook. But if I'm going to keep my sanity and continue to be a Cowboys fan going forth here, I have to start blaming the players more. Tough shit. We're paying you a lot of money. I know Jerry's weird and the helicopter lands and you get paraded around the country like a bunch of zoo animals. Tough shit. Find a way to win anyway.
Amen.
The triplets did. All right, that's it. We're done. Thanks to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Kins. Thank you to Bouquet. I think it went well. I'm assuming we've been on the air this whole time. Went good. Thumbs up. Thank you. Bouquet wouldn't tell me anyway. Thanks to Ernest and here at Chatterbox Studios. This will be the studio that we do our TV show in. The background will look a little different, but just we wanted to get the feel of it, which is why we're in this room today. It's a gorgeous studio. If you're looking for a place to do your own podcast, reach out to the guys at Chatterbox in downtown San Antonio on Broadway.
And shout out to Royce Alvarez and Matt Byrne. They both gave $199.
Oh, okay. We did get some money today.
To Mike's imaginary tax hike, and Royce Alvarez was 5-year anniversary of Tom Brenneman's call.
To Mike's imaginary tax hike?
Talking about the Spurs. He said I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm catching up.
If my family members come to San Antonio to watch a game, they're going to have to stay in a hotel. They're going to be paying taxes. All right? Yeah. So taxes are what they are.
So thank y'all for the donations. If I missed anybody, apologies.
Okay. What was it? Oh, is this the 5th year anniversary
of the Tom Brenneman?
I don't know anybody putting on this headset again. San Antonio, the Mexican capital of the world. What a moment that was.
It's the 5-year anniversary. So Royce Alvarez,
I like to pride myself as a man of faith. I want to apologize to my bosses at Fox and the NFL and the Reds. I don't know if I'm putting on this headset again. I'm so great. What a moment that was. God almighty. All right, we are done. Thanks to everybody. Back in the regular studio tomorrow. Thanks, man. Appreciate it very much. God, tomorrow's already Wednesday. Very
Yep.
good. All right, y'all have a good day. Make sure you subscribe to this show, become a member. Tell your buddies about this thing. We're a word-of-mouth show. We don't have the city's budget. We don't have SSE's budget, but we do keep it real, all right? We ain't Jerry, but we're trying to be. Love y'all hard. See you in here tomorrow. Have a good afternoon, everybody.